Welcome to Tater Time with Big Al and the Tater. Your host, Mr. Caleb Strickland.
Welcome to week 9 of Tater Time. All right, let's roll straight into these high school games. What you got, Tater Lumps?
All right, well, let's go into what happened last week. Stanhope played Opelika, and they took a beat down. They took a beat down. Let's just say
Stanhope was going to win?
Look, I was thinking they could hang with these guys, but Opelika is good, guys. Opelika is really good, and
Talking up the opponent.
What
Yeah.
is Stanhope
I'm just
Talking up
Stanhope.
the
Hey, Stanhope actually led this game 7-0 on a pick six, 42-yard touchdown
for
so
37 seconds.
37 seconds. No, it was more than that. But honestly, look, Stanhope's just not that level yet of Opelika. They're not there yet. It's been a good year. 7-2. They get an off week this week. Then they play Greenville in the season. They're going to the playoffs. They might see this team again. And for Stanhope's sake, let's hope not, because it would probably be at Opelika.
Man.
And I don't know if it'd be
Yikes.
as close if it's at Opelika. But on the other note, Prattville also took a loss to Auburn, which I definitely didn't see coming. They scored 3 points at home versus Auburn, lose 17-3, and this Auburn team actually lost to Lee, which I don't understand how they beat Lee convincingly and lose to Auburn.
You gonna make fun of former players?
Not
exactly
make fun of former players. Wetumpka actually was the bright spot. They came through with a win over Selma.
Actually won.
Yeah, they actually won.
Actually.
But let's don't get too excited because they got Muscle Shoals this week. 9-0 Muscle Shoals. I don't think Wetumpka's getting a win there.
Hey.
Prattville will get back on the right track, beat Smith Station. 2-6 Smith Station. Yeah, they'll beat them. But Stanhope
Sounds
gets
like a
off
lot.
week. So let's
All right, let's move into some college football. Let's go with a recap. Just free association. What are you guys thinking?
Upsets.
Yeah, upsets. What do we got?
Well, you had Illinois upset Wisconsin out of nowhere.
Yikes.
You know, we were told once again. I feel like this is the same thing over and over again. This is a different Wisconsin team.
Guess not.
You know, they're good on both sides of the ball. Obviously, they're always good on defense, except for, I think, last year. But anyway, they're usually always good on defense. But then they always seem to drop a game. And here we are again, dropping a game to an Illinois team. I think it was some kind of record, like the biggest upset in like 40 years, according to the spread and all that.
Yikes.
It was not good.
So they lost and they lost bad.
Yeah, definitely don't
Well,
expect
it was close, but still, the spread was 35, something like that.
Yikes.
It was 38, something like that.
Yeah, this was one of those that caught you out left field. Nobody saw this coming.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Lovie Smith and his fighting Illini. I mean, they're really intimidating, you know. But
Let's talk
the
about
weirdest thing of this game was Wisconsin actually held the ball for 41 minutes in this game and still take a loss.
Yeah, that's
I
correct.
mean, the 3 turnovers that comes into play, but 41 minutes and you lose
Lovey
the
always
game.
gets those turnovers. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is. Going back to his Chicago Bears days, I mean, he always, as a coach, somehow gets all these turnovers.
Well, let's talk about the real elephant in the room. I went on board in our game with AJ and picked his Nittany Lions because he loves them. This wide out, big deal. You know, they're gonna win. They're gonna win big. If I remember, hold on.
He's
If I
upset. He's
if I remember the quote from last week, AJ was like, "Oh, no question, no question."
No, this guy's putting words in people's mouths over here. Let me say what I said, and you can go back and check the tape. I said Penn State would win 24-10. 14 points. They win by 7. It's not that far-fetched as you think. And let's go back to the game.
Did you watch the game?
Yes, let's go back to the game. Penn State is up 21-0, and it looks like they're just gonna blow Michigan out of the water.
So you think
and Michigan's gonna be walking home, and they get some momentum and come back.
So the bottom line is you were wrong. All right, so So how about Harbaugh going to the NFL after, yes, they did win. I will give you that. But I was expecting a decisive victory, not a slugfest. And so Harbaugh going to the NFL. What are your thoughts?
Well, he supposedly sent a letter to the team, all the parents saying he's not going anywhere. But let me tell you something.
I think he said it was crap.
Yeah, he said it was crap. Let me tell you something. I think there's more to this. I think there's some truth behind it. And I do think Michigan will have a couple more losses, which will make him find another job, which will be in the NFL. Because I don't think he makes it through the season. I think they get to the end, and I think he's done after this year.
So you think the boosters are going to do away with Harbaugh?
I think
him go to the NFL?
I think more it's going to be performance-based, and it's going to, because right now they got 2 losses. They still have Notre Dame. They're not beating Ohio State. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. They're not doing it. So I see 4, maybe 5 losses, and Harbaugh looking for a job in the NFL.
I'm hearing the term exit strategy being thrown around a lot. And we know not to really put a whole lot of stock into what these coaches say.
Yeah.
When it comes to these kind of things. So it's hard to put a lot of stock into it, even though he did write what he called an informal letter declaring that was crap and that he was not going. Well, he might just be saying that is crap as far as the details, but the bigger picture of him actually leaving, I think is still very much going to happen.
Yeah.
I think, he's just underachieved, let's just be honest, at Michigan. And now that he thought, ever since Urban left, he probably thought, well, here's my chance.
Yeah.
And then he looks over and sees that Ryan Day is just picking right back up where Urban left off and just has them looking like a monster over there.
Well, and let's address this too. Same game, another storyline from this game. Michigan fan sends a letter to Ronnie Bell, who drops the potential tying touchdown. Which is ridiculous, man. If you read the letter, I can't say with the words he used because
I did not read it.
It was very
It's a kid show.
tasteless.
This is a kid show.
And I will not repeat what he said.
Good.
But he did owe him an apology, and he supposedly, I guess he did apologize to Bell and his family, which should have happened. But it's ridiculous what he said.
Let's move down to Tater Vegas, where Tater is the king and he loves to anchor down with the Vanderbilt Commodores. AJ, your beloved Doors,
His secret lover.
Pulled out a big victory against the Mizzou Tigers.
Well, let's start right there. They're not my beloved Doors. And look.
Hold on. Let's ask an impartial third party. Do you love the Doors?
That's his secret lover.
Yes.
No.
That's his boo.
For all those who don't know the Tater on a personal level, Tater has been talking about Vanderbilt winning the SEC for years.
That's who he's sending the "you up" text to.
Oh man.
11 p.m. text.
Okay.
Those are going out to me.
Whatever you say.
What you doing?
No, I think it's you up.
No, you up?
You still up?
He's more hip than I am.
Yeah.
So what is this? What's the implications of Missouri losing to Vandy?
It's typical Missouri. I mean, Missouri is Missourian over here. They don't call it misery for for no reason.
We do not have
look,
Stephen King rights.
There are 2 losses this year. Wyoming and Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Solid losses.
Vanderbilt,
Not good.
2-5.
But we're in the playoff committee. Quality losses.
This is
Just
Vandy's
quality
backup
losses.
quarterback too, wasn't it?
I believe
I don't know,
so.
was it
I
his backup
believe
or
it
was it the 3rd string? I
Vandy
don't know.
third string. Vandy's just coming off a
But-
butt whooping
But
by
look,
ULB.
but look, Derek Mason gets really passionate after this game, says that a lot of people want this job, but he's made for this job, and he might be right because he's not a good coach, and they're not.
Wow.
And he gets a win that might keep him around just because he got one conference win. Because I don't see them winning another conference game.
Did
this
you
year.
float your resume to Vanderbilt?
No.
Is that why he's nervous?
No.
So, all right, let's move on to some bad calls. There's been a lot of chatter about some bad calls, some bad officiating, and one Mr. Kyle Reed has asked us the question: Do you think the video replay has caused a little inconsistency and slacking on the old Zebras? What's your thoughts, Mr. Reed?
I think it does. I think it's a subconscious thing. I think it's like the refs might think, well, we'll just fix it on the replay, or we'll get it right on the replay. And they're not as concerned about getting it right in real time.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've heard a lot in the UT Bama game. I think there was 21 penalties between the two teams.
Yes.
I mean, there was
was
flags
sloppy.
just all over the field. It was a lot of people were upset about that unsportsmanlike penalty against Tennessee on Mac Jones. I thought it could have went either way. I didn't think they should have called it. I thought they called it because he laid on top of Mac Jones a little too long. I don't think it was about the little push he gave him at the end. I think he just wouldn't get off of him fast enough.
Well, he gave him. And see, when they slowed it down, it didn't look as bad. But when that thing was in real time, he was pushing that.
Yeah. And like I said, I think he just spent too much time just sitting on him. Just let him up. Get up. Anyway, you had that. We had several in the South Carolina game, South Carolina Florida game. There was like two in the one play where Florida had the big run down the left side of the field, and it should have been a false start to start with on Florida. And then meanwhile they run off some 70-something yard touchdown. And then during that run, the receiver for Florida has the South Carolina defender by the back of the neck, like he was dragging him out of church. Or something, and just had him toted down the field the whole way and no flag. Then a pick play at the end. And you hate to use the referees as an excuse, but those were super huge plays and pivotal moments in that game that could have swung it the other way.
All right, Tater, what's your thoughts? Is the video ruining reffing?
I tend to agree with Kyle on this. I think so. But going back to the unsportsmanlike call, everybody's getting all upset about. I think it was more of a taunt than anything. Like the whole standing over it kind of deal.
Getting technical.
I don't think it was a unnecessary roughness penalty, but I think it was definitely warranted of a penalty for basically showing up the quarterback. And the thing is, you gotta be smarter than that anyway. When you have a sack that you're about to get the ball back, and you have a chance to keep your team in the game, because at that moment, you gotta know what's going on. You gotta be smarter than that. Even if folks complain about it should have been called, whatever, you don't put yourself in a situation where you get thrown in the first place.
Yeah.
And the other thing, which we kind of overlooked in this game, everybody got all upset about Garantano getting grabbed by his face mask. Which, to me, it's a non-issue. Look, he went rogue, decided he wanted to keep it himself, ends up fumbling the ball, huge turnaround, and instead of possibly
14 points
possibly being down 8 if they score, you give them a 103-yard return, and it's inexcusable. It's inexcusable to do that. And look, folks talk about, well, it doesn't look good and Pruitt should be ashamed of himself. I don't think so. I see this all the time going back to when I was in high school. Even before I was in high school, I'd see this in games. It's just
this is one of those egregious things done by a player.
Yeah.
It's one thing if they ran the play and he didn't get in. So to treat him like that, but he, like you said, he went rogue, called his own number, and for some reason tries to reach across the line. I don't even really know what he's thinking.
And let's don't act like
it
he
turns into a 14-point swing.
Guys,
I get it.
Guys,
let's not act like he snatched his helmet off of him and
was
started
tough.
just wearing this kid out with a belt or something on the sideline.
You guys don't seem to understand. We are more of a soccer culture versus a football culture.
These days.
Y'all have lost touch. Y'all are. AJ's over here talking about Tua's dad getting the belt after him, and Kyle's over here longing for Bobby Knight. I mean, guys.
I mean, we're looking for
We're the
like
real man.
we're looking for like somewhere between Woody Hayes and Barry Bryant.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I think one thing our culture doesn't understand, and I think one thing everybody's kind of freaking out about is, especially, we all guys are that age, hopefully, and let me tell you, you need some strong leadership at that age. It's, especially when you've got high performers on your team like that, if you don't have somebody who's going to match that energy and that passion, to correct and mold those guys. I agree.
This reminds me a little bit of when McCarron, when he was at Alabama, and Saban gave him a little swat on the backside, getting his attention after throwing an interception.
Yeah.
And it's just focus, because Garantano is not looking in the eye, and I think it's more, hey, right here, buddy.
So,
talking to you.
So let's shift gears, because since we're talking about backup quarterbacks, let's talk about Mac Jones and Tua's injury. So we know Tua had surgery last Sunday, the tightrope surgery. We know that Tua came off an injury that apparently took him a while to recover from last year. We got an injured Tua. Now, what does that mean for Bama? I think we all would say we're probably okay against Arkansas, but we get that all important LSU game coming up. What are your guys' opinions on Tua and this recovery process? Not only for him, but for the team.
It's the thing we didn't really want to talk about. It's tough.
Yeah. We did cry a little.
No, it sucks. I'm not gonna lie. It probably couldn't have happened at a worse point in the season when you're going into one of your biggest games. I guess it could have been worse if it was this week, but either way, high ankle sprain. These things are unpredictable. Last year, we know that he had the exact same injury and didn't. Said he was only 80%. When he came back to play on it. I do think he'll be out there.
So you don't. So I guess my question or my concern is, because he is getting ready for the draft. I mean, let's be real. He's getting ready for the draft, and as a fan of Bama, but also as I think these guys have to look out for their future. I wonder if I'm Tua, how much I'm really going to do.
Tua wants that Heisman Trophy. I think this is something that that he wants that thing more than a lot of people understand. Yeah. And this is the game to prove it. He's going against Joe Burrow, who is number one right now in the Heisman standings. If, let's be honest, if they came out, if there were, if all these people could vote on it, deservedly so. So this is the game. Yeah. So I don't think there's any chance that he doesn't play in this game. It's about how effective he can be. If he's 80%,
Tater's dropping hot takes. Let's hear it.
No, I'm just...
He's ready. He's steamed his bowl up.
No. I just think...
Unleash.
What you got?
Need some tissue?
Okay. No, I don't. I think the other thing is, I agree with what Kyle's saying. I don't think there's any way he misses this LSU game because I feel like he's also hearing all this chatter about he's injury prone, he's soft, all this stuff, which I disagree with. I don't think that's true because if he was, he wouldn't be wanting to put himself out there.
He tried to go out the next play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just don't see that. I think he's wanting to be out there for his team, and I think it upset him a lot when it happened. You could just see the look on his face, like, not again. Like, I don't want to let these guys down, because I think he takes it personally. That being said, I definitely see LSU coming after him and trying to injure the ankle.
Whoa!
Because
Calling them dirty.
Because I'm just going to
LSU, you've been put on notice. Tater's watching.
I'm going back to last year.
Wow.
They can say what they want. They were trying to go after his knee in the LSU game, wound up hitting him in the man region. And they missed, and they thought the fans thought they took him out of the game, and some of them cheered when it happened because they thought Tua was out for the game, and then he comes back on the field, and oh no. Yeah. So I definitely see him coming back, and I'll say this right now. Unless Mac Jones looks a heck of a lot better this week, if it comes down to it and you had to start Mac Jones, I don't know if I believe Mac Jones could lead Alabama to win over LSU.
We know that Mac Jones is the better quarterback.
Mac is stacked.
Okay.
I don't know what y'all were watching.
Yeah.
On,
Yeah, I think we need to
Last
be
Saturday night.
sarcastic because I don't
But,
really believe that. So,
Our starter is the guy that should be starting has been behind two of this whole time.
Okay.
So this is really a blessing in disguise.
All right,
Sure.
so let's move to the most controversial thing that happened on Saturday. The Sooner Schooner crash. AJ
It's
and
tragic.
Kyle have a lot of opinions, a lot of heated opinions about the Sooner Schooner. Kyle has some fun facts for us. I'm just going to let you go, man. Just what do you got
Fun
for us?
facts. These are straight from Wikipedia, so you know they're true.
Straight from Wikipedia.
Wow.
Let's start off with the Sooner Schooner is pulled by two ponies. You'll never guess what their names are.
I don't know.
Boomer and Sooner?
Boomer and Sooner, believe it or not. And it doesn't make sense. Does it also not make sense that they're two ponies from Oklahoma?
No.
Yeah, two ponies.
Yikes.
Yeah, no thoroughbreds over there. So, next fact, scaled down version of a, what is a schooner? It's a scaled down version of a Studebaker Conestoga wagon, which was also considered the first mobile home.
Whoa. So we're basically pulling a trailer out there.
Yeah, these were the
Oh,
first
trailer
mobile
house.
homes.
So the Boomer Schooner, or the Sooner Schooner, is an old trailer house.
Pretty much.
All right.
This is what they used to pack up all the stuff and just head out west.
Mm-hmm.
So the schooner is maintained and driven by the members of the Roughnecks, which is an all-male spirit team.
Now, is the Spirit Team cheerleaders?
Pretty sure that's what that means. Did y'all know about the Roughnecks though? Because I had no idea.
Never heard of them.
Had no idea. This is done. They take this wagon out here, the Sooner Schooner, out after every score. Didn't know this, but they've also had other incidents like they had to happen Saturday, where it flipped over
Uh-oh.
and threw some people out
So
onto the field.
So the Sooner Schooner is not stable.
Apparently not.
Somebody don't know how to drive.
Well, I don't know if it's that or the actual wagon itself, because this happened in 1993. There was an infamous incident with the Sooner Schooner Mooner incident.
Uh-oh.
This is where the female, the lady passenger that the Roughnecks put on there, who is known as the Roughneck Queen,
Uh-huh.
she was actually thrown out onto the field and forgot to put her underpants on.
No underpants.
Whoa.
Yep.
The
So-
Boomer Schooner Sooner Mooner.
Yeah, not
Yikes.
good. But I don't know if y'all saw this. I'm sure y'all have. I've watched it 100 times. That thing just fell apart so
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah, it did.
And
It
it's-
did.
Like, I'm not a wagon expert, but you gotta put some more screws in that
Isn't it?
I mean,
Isn't
something
it
You
out
gotta
of
screw it
commission?
and glue it.
It's
Yeah.
out of commission for the rest of the year
It
too,
is.
from what I
It
understand.
is.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah.
And I mean,
It's gotta
hey,
go
is this an omen
Super
for?
Schooner
Is this an omen for
shot.
how Oklahoma's season's going to end?
Or it could be an omen for how many times they're having to use it with Jalen.
That's true. Overuse.
Overuse.
That's a good point.
All right, let's move into this week's picks. Let's get your guys' opinion. I feel like this is a pretty easy pick, even with two out. Arkansas, Bama. Who you got?
With the number one QB at the helm, you're gonna probably see a dark horse campaign here by Mac Jones for Heisman.
Dark horse campaign for the Heisman.
So I'm going Alabama. No less than 7 touchdowns from Mac
Alright.
Jones.
All right, what you got there, Tater?
All right, I'll get serious. This guy's being crazy over here. I don't know what he's talking
Thank you.
about. Bama wins this game. They're not covering 32.5 with Mac Jones.
Man. All right, throwing shade.
Whatever.
All right, so Wisconsin, Ohio State. Your favorite Buckeyes. Who you got here? The Badgers or the Bucks?
Well, let's go with what happened last week.
You just throwing darts.
Well, Wisconsin losing to Illinois. You would think this is going to be a blowout, but I would not be surprised if this is actually a game. I still like Ohio State. I don't trust Wisconsin after losing to Illinois. It is in Columbus. I think that gives Ohio State the edge, and I do think they win. It might be a little bit closer than 14.5, but I still think Ohio State wins.
Got read.
Classic overlookage by Wisconsin last week against Illinois. Looking forward to this game. Ohio State's favored by 14.5. Ohio State has proven to be the most complete team in college football this year in all aspects of the game. I don't think Ohio State has a problem. They've got way more athletes,
Yeah.
and I think they'll cover 14.5.
All right.
Are you sure that's not Joel Klatt sitting over there?
I don't know.
Just wondering.
Maybe.
Excuse me?
All right. So,
Just wondering.
all right. So we got Auburn. We got the Battle of the Tigers. We got the Bayou Bengals and the Auburn Tigers. Who are we going with? Barn or LSU?
Yeah, so I don't know who to pull for in this one.
I want everybody to lose.
Yeah, if they could both lose somehow. I've gone back and forth on this game. I think it's going to be really close. I think LSU and the way Joe Burrow's playing, inconsistencies from Bo Nix on the road in Death Valley, I think he's going to have problems. I think LSU wins this game.
Tater,
Yeah, well.
you going for the Tigers or the Tigers? So who are you picking?
Well, I'm going to pick the Tigers, of course.
All right, moving on.
Of
Notre
LSU.
Dame.
No, of LSU. And I do think this could get out of hand if Auburn is not able to run the football. And I think without Whitlow, it could be an issue. So I do think LSU could run away with this game if Auburn's not careful.
All right, moving on to the Fighting Irish and the Wolverines. Who you got?
Well, I got Notre Dame because I just don't think Michigan's good enough to beat Notre
You
Dame.
think that Hunchback's good enough? They don't have Rudy anymore.
I don't trust either one of these teams, but I trust Notre Dame a little bit more than Michigan. I think Michigan, like I said, I feel like this is another one of their losses to come. And I do think they lose to Ohio State also. So they are at least going to have 4 losses, if not more. So I do like Notre Dame, even on the road at Michigan.
All right, what you got?
I agree. I think Harbaugh comes one step closer to the NFL with this loss. So, I'm not a huge Notre Dame guy or anything, but I think Notre Dame's going to win this
some
game.
Lincoln Park one step closer to the edge after the game.
All right, sneaky good games. This is our segment where we point out some games that are probably worth your viewing time this coming Saturday. Tater, who you got?
Let's go the Maroon Bowl, Texas A&M and Mississippi State.
All right, Kyle Reed.
I'm going number 15, Texas at TCU. Texas is favored by 1. I think you're going to have a close game here. I think Texas wins, but
Yeah,
it's gonna be
I
good.
can't believe we didn't talk about their close call with Kansas, how Kansas
Yeah,
put almost
because-
600 yards of offense.
Yeah, you know, that Texas defense, not good. I
Not
think they're
good.
like 115th in the country right now. They're really
Yikes.
struggling.
All right, my game is Temple versus UCF. UCF has been beaten this year so far, and I feel like the old Temple Night Owls might give them a run for the money.
I'm surprised you didn't go
Nice.
South Carolina, Tennessee on this one, but
Oh, yeah.
Carolina, y'all let me down. All right, moving on. Thank y'all so much for joining us this week. Make sure to join us next week for Tater Time. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you think we missed something that we should have talked about.